Good morning, everybody. My name is Darrell. Most of you call me just Darrell. All right, so we're actually here. We're going live, and I'm going to be doing videos all day. All right, so it is January the 11th. Many of you entrepreneurs, business owners, self-employed, gig workers have been struggling out through the economy for 11 long months, myself included. And that's why I wanted to get as many videos out today as possible. As most of you know, the SBA will be opening the portal back up today. So I wanted to get the information out to you quickly, but many of you know I work very cleanly, very succinctly. I don't like to do information that's incomplete, not correct. I don't want to have to go back and backtrack, try to edit videos. I have a business to run. And like most of you, that business is on the brink of collapse. And that's why I'm doing a lot of these videos. The main thing is my business has to function very, very differently in lieu of COVID. Even though I personally, or the company, or we have paid into the unemployment, never received unemployment. I did get a stimulus check, mainly because fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm in a position with almost everyone else. I didn't take a salary because the last company, in lieu of a salary, I was working with getting the company launched. So without a salary, everything that went into the unemployment, according to unemployment, I didn't qualify for that. So one, I did qualify for a stimulus, but like many of you, $1,200 in income last year as a CEO running a full company and 3 ancillary companies, $1,200 was ridiculous. And I got my $600 in the last couple of days. Of course, like everybody else, all went to bills, all went to debt. There's nothing. I'm sure some people took that $600 or they're still getting it. And it's been a travesty that many people haven't even received it yet. So this has been ridiculous as far as entrepreneurs getting anything or any support or any help. I know most people who haven't started a business or who may have thought about starting a business, they think we have a lot of perks and the fancy cars and the expense accounts. Those things are necessary to actually make sure the business runs effectively and brings in revenue so that people can get paid and, like last year, stay home and actually earn for their families during the pandemic, which I am super, super grateful that we were able to do that. There was almost no interruption as far as independent contractors or contractors. There was an interruption with the people who were full-time employees, including myself. I became the last man standing to keep the company afloat, and we did up to this point. So a lot of us are in the same position today. Like many of you, I had to get all my documentation together. I had to be prepared, and that's why I'm taking these videos to actually help you go through the checklist, go through what you need today in order to apply, get accepted, get whether it's the grant, the balance of the grant for the IEDL or PPP loan. So my company is KHBDC Business Development Consulting. The company that I launched to actually get support for funding back in 2018 in the state of Atlanta, Georgia. That company is up and running, but if we do not get funding, then 114 people, I will not be able to do what the company intended to do, which was get 8 feature films completely set up and done, and also hire 114 people in the Atlanta, Georgia area, or Atlanta, to get these films off the ground and into distribution. So that's where we are. Now, the good news is today is January the 11th. So I'm going to do a complete checklist on what you need to do in order to get funded. as you read through the disclaimer, put questions in the comments. I am not your attorney. I am not your lawyer. I am not your tax person. I am not your business development consultant. I am not your agent. I'm not your agent, manager, or representative. That being said, you're going to have to do your own due diligence to make sure this stuff works for your company. My advice to you is work with your personal tax preparer, work with your personal CPA, work with your personal accountant, work with your personal business credit consultant. Just make sure you have the tools necessary. Now, if you put questions in the comments, because I know a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs go, hey, I don't have money to do this. I don't have money to talk to these people. No one who's good is going to work for free. I don't work for free. Almost 99% of the people that I have consulted with as far as mentoring and training, whether they were doing $100 million a year or $1 billion a year, they don't work for free. And so one of the things that I would share in this short video is you want to build relationships with attorneys, build relationships with CPAs, go to your networking centers, SCORE. Typically, I avoided the SBA because my own personal biases is as far as minorities and African Americans, they have just been very, very lacking for the last 2 decades, and literally for the last 2 decades. And although the CARES Act and the things that are happening today put things in place that were supposedly to help minorities, that has not been the case or the experience for me. That has not been the case or experience for at least 95 to 98% of my clients or people I've worked with. The success rate in the past with dealing with SBA for minorities in my circle, and I've dealt with circles in Beverly Hills, circles in just business builders in Massachusetts, New York, Miami, who should have qualified for a lot of things, but what has been set up is what they call institutionalized biases. A lot of it's based on AI, a lot of it's based on sight. So I don't know what to tell you. So that's just my personal experience, and that's why I started places like KHBDC Business Development Consulting. I specialize in business credit. I specialize in generational wealth and legacy building. I have 4 businesses. One of them is a tax franchise. So yes, I do know what's going on as far as taxes go. The KHBDC specializes in getting a small business, which is roughly about 1.5 million, 2.5 million in revenue, over that hump to do about 5.5 million. And generally my companies deal in the $10 to $20 million range. So I have specialties in business credit. I have specialties in the film industry, which my credentials for that is I've been in the film industry for 30 years, dealing with films from revenue bringing back anywhere from 100 million to 600-700 million per project. So long story short, I know the film industry, I know business credit, I know how to personally take what I build in revenue and leave that for my children, trust funds, real estate. I was licensed in real estate in California, which was a great market. That's where I learned everything and started actually investing in real estate and mutual funds, index funds, and now Forex. So any of the links below, use any of the links below to start building your own portfolio. I highly recommend you use these links. These links are, most of these links, you can set up an account with $100 or less or nothing and receive funding, or click the Webull link, you'll get 4 free stocks. And sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 4, but at least it's between $700 to $1,300 because you never know which stock you're going to get. And if anyone was fortunate enough to get Tesla or Apple, I actually talked to a 15-year-old this weekend who's already, he's probably more invested in Apple than most of the clients that I deal with in the first couple of months until we actually get them set up and actually know what they're doing. I do not have any investments in Apple. I am not recommending Apple. I'm just saying I have stocks that I've gotten for free from Webull. You may want to get your own. Also, the links below. We do have my Cash App to allow me to do these videos, put them out, and actually help other people who may not be able to afford certain services because they haven't built the relationships yet with a CPA, with an attorney, with the folks that can help them do the things that they need to do. All right, so this was video 1. I hope you stay tuned today because we're going to be doing a lot of videos. But like I said, I'm going to take you through the same information that I've used or have been using, and I'm just going to give you the goods. I'm in the same position as a lot of people with one of my companies. If we don't get funding, that company will not exist. And so that is a hurdle that I'm dealing with just as everyone else. So that being said, if you've already applied for the EIDL, we're working on the next video. Will you get your advance? Will you have to apply for that? Are there things that you need to do? And the second thing in that next video is the checklist. What do you need to have prepared in order to be ready once that portal opens up here, January the 11th, Monday, the 11th day of the 2021 year. All right, so that's it. Have a great rest of your day. You'll be joining me later or watching these videos overnight, but this is going to be at least 8 videos because I want to get people through the week. Some of these lenders can get you funded as soon as Friday. So within the next week or two, there are a lot of needs. $600 stimulus check, if it's not gone already, it soon will be. We still have an inauguration, and we're still struggling through having to deal with 2020. So, nobody's, drinking champagne and sipping on cigars. There are a lot of needs. I'm here to meet the needs, and I'm here to do these videos. So like and subscribe. The more that you like or share this video, you can hashtag JUSTDarrell, because we want to get this out to as many people as possible so they can get help, so they can get the things they need, and they can use these tools to feed their families, to fund their businesses, and continue hopefully to grow and prosper through 2021, 2022, until we can kind of get back to a level, maybe 2024, 2025. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.